Your girl got your recaps, okay? Holla at me. What's up, fam? It's your girl Q, back at Blessed to Be a Blessing, where we are blessed to be a blessing. Thank you so much for tuning back into my channel tonight. Let me first and foremost say what's up and shout out to all of my blessed ones. Thank you so much for subscribing to me. And for those of you who have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. While you're at it, make sure you hit that like button, type a comment below, and share that video out. All right, so without further ado, we are here for Tyler Perry's Sistas Season 4, Episode 2, entitled Still Waters Run Deep. Okay, so y'all, of course, they picked up where they left off from last week, where they say they found Hayden dead in the parking lot. Ooh, honey, let me go ahead and say this now. I want to give a shout out to DNC Greatness, who had wonderful input on last week's comment section. So if you guys get a chance to go ahead and look at the comment section, or even look at the video again too from last week's season 4 episode 1, where DNC Greatness made a very good observation and mentioned that, you know what, Hayden ain't dead, okay? And so guess what? Shout out and kudos to you, DNC Greatness. Honey, you was right. Hayden is not dead, okay? I'm kind of glad, though, because that was just getting too weird. Like, they done killed a man in the parking lot. However, I am glad that my girl Fatima got a chance to put them paws on him, okay? She put them good brass knuckles on and gave him a 2-piece, as she said, and then called her boys to go ahead finish up the job, okay? So anyway, Hayden's not dead, but Andy was getting all on my nerves. Like, she just immediately went into accusing Fatima because she knows that Fatima doesn't like Hayden. But that doesn't mean that she killed the man. You know, I didn't appreciate Andy being accusatory like that. And then she goes and calls Zach. First of all, what you doing with Zach's number? Don't be calling Zach, okay? Calling him, asking him about it, telling him about it. Zach ain't know nothing about that. He's too busy over at his new, nice, beautiful townhome, making sure the construction is getting done on that. He don't know nothing about Hayden being beat up in the parking lot or none of that, because remember, Fatima didn't tell him about that. She was just like, okay. When he told her how Hayden came up to his house and was talking trash and threatening him about the insider trading mess, Fatima was just like, okay, yeah, and then she went and put them paws on him. So anyway, so that was that. So turns out Fatima's boys beat him up, and then they took all his clothes off, y'all, left him on the hood of the car naked. Now, Fatima actually, after they gave the news at the office and said that he was dead, she called the hospital and found out this fool ain't dead, child. He in the hospital, but he ain't dead. So that's a good thing. So again, DNC Greatness, you were right about the behind the scenes of season 4 when we saw that little glimpse of Hayden on crutches. And then also that other part where Fatima was actually chasing his behind with a baseball bat because he won't leave her alone. So I'm looking forward to see how this is all going to unfold, okay? So that's pretty much what's going on with our favorite couple, Fatima, okay? And by the way, y'all do know that they will be having a spinoff, so make sure you tune in to your girl. Go ahead and hit that post notification bell now. So when they start the new spinoff of Fatima, your girl got your recaps, okay? Holla at me. All right, moving right along. So, you know, Sabrina and Calvin called themselves trying to set Maurice up with another man to get his mind off of Q. Honey, and it was so predictable too. Mr. Perry, you know I love you, but sometimes, honey, I can just predict what's going to happen. And in this case, I knew it. They went and set him up with another feminine type of gay man. That is not what Maurice likes. I'm like, they act like they don't know the type of men that he likes. So anyway, long story short, Calvin went and brought the guy over. Now, this is the same guy back in season 1 that Calvin had met in the restaurant. And Sabrina was like, wait, what's going on? The guy who had like makeup and nails and everything or whatever. This is back when Calvin was really trying hard to prove that he wasn't gay. Well, anyway, I think this is the same friend. So he brings him to the house, and Maurice like, what is wrong with you, child? He like, what you think we gonna do? We just gonna be bumping together? What you want us to do? Just be bumping like that? Basically, he said they both girls, okay? Somebody got to be a man. So him and the new guy ended up just like kicking it, talking about they just gonna be girlfriends. So Sabrina and Calvin sitting up looking stupid, which they need to mind their business. But anyway, speaking of Q, he called Maurice again from jail, y'all. And so Maurice is like, what do you want? Like, why you keep calling me? And so the dude's like, he made a deal. Basically, it sounded like he snitched, which ain't good because you know what they say in the streets, snitches get stitches. But anyway, so apparently he cut a deal and he's about to get out of jail. And he had the nerve to give the police Maurice's address as his place of residence. So he called Maurice to let Maurice know, basically like, yeah, I'm coming to your house. Okay. Maurice like, why did you do that? Honey, you need to tell them you got the wrong street, the wrong avenue, the wrong lane or something. Like, you can't come to my house. But y'all, I just feel like Maurice is going to be weak for this dude. Because like, when you done with somebody, you done with them, okay? And when he talks to Q, he's not like, it's not like he's completely done with him. It's almost like he does enjoy the attention or whatever, or Q reaching out to him or trying to be with him. But I don't know what's going to happen. I got a feeling that Maurice is going to end up with Q. Some more drama is going to happen with Q. But anyway, while Q's begging him to stay, he like, I'll make it worth your while every night. Now, mind you, this is the same one that said he wasn't gay. He only do it for pay or if he can get something out of it. Okay, so I guess him getting something out of it would be a place to stay, okay? He got to pay his way some kind of way. Anyway, so that's what's going on with our boy Maurice. And then, honey, little Miss Miserable Karen. Okay, so she's in the shop, and child, the shop is full again because y'all remember a few weeks ago, one of her old stylists left and started his own shop and took all of her clients. Okay, so she was up in there struggling. They have nobody's head to do. So all of a sudden this week, the shop is overflowing. So Pam, her assistant, the one who just dressed so inappropriate for work. Anyway, so she comes up to her and she's like, yeah, look at all these people in here. Look at all these people. She's like, yeah, it's really busy. So Karen's like, well, what's going on? Pam's like, well, somebody called the health department on so-and-so, whoever the guy, I forgot the guy's name, and got him shut down. That's how she be talking, y'all. She be like, I guess she's supposed to be real ghetto. Whatever the case, she is, because ain't nobody wearing those 6-inch stilettos with diamonds on the back of the heel to a doggone salon with a doggone leather mini skirt. She just be dressing so weird. So anyway, and that is for going to work at a beauty salon, that is, okay? She dressed like she going to the club. So anyway, Karen's like, did you do that? And the girl's like, so, which is shady. So I guess she did that to help Karen get her clients back. Nonetheless, Karen now has clients. So meanwhile, she's doing a client's head, and the lady's just like talking about how, she's coming there on a Wednesday, which is kind of like an off day for her because she's got a date. She met this guy, and he's so nice. He's so sweet. She met him at the gas station. He's a real country dude. And so Sabrina's like, oh, really? Okay. So it turns out Sabrina is suspecting that the dude is Preston. So she calls my girl Danny at work, and Danny's like, what do you want? Like, you just being messy. Like, I don't want to hear this. I'm not coming up there. I ain't trying to see nobody, whatever. So she's like, okay. So she let it go. So, honey, sure enough, the woman that had the date with Preston, she couldn't even remember his name. So she asked Karen for whenever he showed up to meet her at the shop or whatever, to pick her up. She wanted Karen to go ahead and ask him his name so that then she can kind of like remember it. I guess she was too embarrassed to let him know she done forgot his name, chat. So anyway, sure enough, honey, it was good old Preston, honey. He comes walking through the door and he offered to pay for her hair. So Karen like, you gonna do that? What, you rich? Child, just because he offered to pay for that woman hair, do that don't make him rich. Which, by the way, supposedly his family does have money. I'm still not understanding that piece of it. Mr. Perry, I need you to tie those loose ends, okay? Because y'all said Preston's family had a whole bunch of money, but he been living from Danny, then to his cousin's ex-wife. Like, why he ain't got his own place? Okay? Anyway, I digress. So, boom, while he's in there offering to pay for the lady's hair, the lady, she declined it or whatever. Was like, nah, you ain't got to do that or whatever. Guess who steps in the house, honey? Oh, excuse me, in the shop. Danny. And she's standing behind him, so he don't know it. When he goes to turn around, he's like, oh, Danny. So, that's going to unfold next week, and we'll find out what's going to happen with that. Really, Danny is out of line for even, like, having an attitude, if she's going to have an attitude with him about it, because they broke up. And then he said he just met this woman like 2 days ago at the gas station. So it's not like he was overlapping or cheating or whatever. And even if he was, so what? Okay, they wasn't committed. I'm sick of them too. They need to be done with each other. Just let it go. Okay, Karen need to let go of Zach. Okay, and just let that go. And speaking of people who need to let each other go, here come Gary, honey, looking chocolatey and all in a doggone suit, stalking Andy all up in the garage of her condo. Child, she pulls in. She like, who is this in my parking space? Turns out, here comes old stalker. Like, oh, Andy, I just want another chance. He done bought her a $500,000 Rolls Royce, and it was convertible drop top. Yes, it was. It was buy it. He had the car parked in her parking space, and it was full of bags from all of her favorite designers. So this dude told her that he's had in that car over $1 million worth of jewelry, bags, shoes, all her favorite designers, plus the car was $500,000. What I want to know is, how in the world is he coming up with $1.5 million just to throw away? Now, mind you, just a couple seasons ago, this fool had the FBI chasing after him and everything. And he had all kinds of frauds and schemes going on. Where is he still getting all this money from, y'all? I'm so sick of Gary. Like, it ain't even making no sense what's going on with him and Andy. And of course, here she is, gullible and stupid and like, no, Gary, I don't want it, Gary. Just take it away. And then she starts crying. Girl, what you crying for? Okay. I wish somebody would show up with 1.5. Pull up in my parking space, honey. Please do. And watch me get on up in that car. I don't know, though, because we can't trust Gary. Gary is illegal, okay? I don't trust nothing about him. Dude don't never say nothing about going to work. All he say is he going to the gym. And then turned out that's going to go lay up with women. Gary is a trip, child. So anyway, she ended up crying. He walked away and whatever. He's like, I'm not going to give up. She takes pictures of the car and stuff and sends it to Karen. And she's like, oh, what's going on? So she tells Karen about it. So now Andy, in her mind, of course, is still conflicted and just don't know how to get over Gary. So I really don't care about how that unfolds. I really don't. So I guess we'll see what happens next week. I can probably tell you, though, because it's so predictable at this point. She's going to take him back. She's going to keep the car. And well, based off of next week's preview, it shows that she and Karen gets in the car to drive it, I guess to take it to his house, or I don't know where they're taking the car, supposedly to get rid of it, and they end up getting stopped by the police. So now we're going to find out how crooked and illegal this car is, which he's telling her is in her name. Okay, so we're going to find out because she probably going to end up going to jail for driving this stolen car, okay? And then what else is supposed to happen next week? Sabrina is like acting like she want to marry Kelvin. I know she mentioned something to Danny about, oh, well, what if I want to marry him? Child, please let it go, okay? I'm sick of Kelvin too. And then what else is going to happen next week? I guess with Zach and Fatima, we'll find out what's going to happen with them as far as Hayden getting better or whatever. Anyway, so that's tonight's recap. Thank you guys for joining me. I didn't want to hold you too long. Again, don't forget to make sure that you hit that like button. Go ahead and drop a comment below. Let's converse. Let's talk about this. Like sometimes, like I forget certain things, but if you remember them, go ahead and drop it in the comments. Let's talk about it. All right. And then also drop some of your predictions. What do you think is going to happen? Is this show too predictable for you at this point? For me, it kind of is, but I still love it. I don't know, but I just want to know your thoughts, okay? Also, if you have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the videos. All right, again, it's your girl Q here at Blessed to Be a Blessing. You guys have a wonderful evening, and I shall see you next week. Good night.